Hi there, it's Karen at Corrie Paper Crafts here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in central Scotland. Welcome back to another Simple Sundays project, and it's this one here, a quick and easy bookmark. I'm in need of a new bookmark, a couple actually, because I've just joined a monthly book subscription club, and I've sometimes got a couple of books on the go, so a couple of new bookmarks are much needed. So I made this one using Magenta Madness cardstock, one of our new in colours, and I made my designer series paper panel in the middle using Flowers for Every Season 6x6 DSP pack, and I stamped my little butterfly, this one here, from using the Positive Thoughts cling stamp set. It's the first time I've actually used this stamp set, and I really don't know why, because it's very pretty. The butterfly is even prettier when it's stamped than it looks in the picture on the box. It's a cling stamp set, and I cut that out using the Nature's Thoughts dies, and this is the little butterfly die here. But actually I have so overlooked this stamp set and these dies as well, so I'm definitely going to be having a play with these in the coming week. I think I've got an idea in my head for this gorgeous flower here and the die to cut it out, so watch this space. But back to our bookmark for today. Put the stamp out of the way as well. So what you'll need to make this is a piece of cardstock which measures 2 inches wide by 6 3/4 inches in length, and then you'll need a piece of designer series paper which measures 6 inches by 1 3/4. So to get the shape at the top, I used my delightful tag topper punch, this one here, and it's got 3 different widths as you can see. But I'm using the widest at 2 inches there, and I'm just going to make sure that my card is right in up to the top here and that it's straight. Sorry about the noise. And I'll pop that over there, and I used my trio punch just to round the corners on the bottom because I don't like them pointed, it makes it look a bit harsh. And then I just used the punch again to round all the corners on my DSP as well. There we are. So the colour I'm using for this one is another of the in colours, and this is Misty Moonlight, and I'm not sure this paper's particularly directional, but if you do have a directional paper, then obviously make sure that it faces up and down the way, if that's the way you want it to face. So now's the time that I'll try very hard to get covered in glue, because I'm going to use my liquid glue to pop this panel on, and I'm just trying to get a very thin line of glue as close as I can to the edge of this paper, because it's going to be going in and out of a book. I don't want that to start to come off, but I've got a little bit of a blob in that top corner which I'm not too happy about. I'm just making sure that none of this ekes out, oops, of any of the sides of my bookmark, but I am going to have to grab a bit of a tissue and just give that a wee blot at the top there. I don't want that to squish out. There we go. And then, just getting it as central as I can, I'm just going to stick that down to my cardstock and just make sure that I've got an even border all the way around, and I think I'm happy enough with that. Oops. There we go. Managed that without squishing glue out or getting myself covered in it. And I'm just going to give it a rub with my paper folder. But because the paper's a little bit wet and I'm essentially curling it, you can see that it's lifting at both ends, but if you come back to the front, just give it another rub on the front, it goes back to being flat again. And I've already stamped my butterfly for this bookmark. Now for this one, because I'm still waiting for my new ink colour inks, I actually used Melon Mambo ink to stamp my little butterfly, and it's a really good match. You would have to look very, very closely to be able to know that that's not Magenta Madness. And the same with Night of Navy. That's a really good match for this bookmark, this colour as well, for Misty Moonlight. So I'm just going to use a few glue dots, mini glue dots, to stick that on. I did want a bit of dimension, and rather than using dimensionals, I don't want it too high because I don't want it to damage the pages in my book. And like my dimensionals, I'm not frugal with my mini glue dots, so I'm just going to pop a few on to make sure that he stays stuck to the bookmark, since it is going to be going in and out of a book and probably lying on the bed beside me when I'm reading in bed. So a few mini glue dots on the back, get rid of that excess from my glue dots, and I think I'm going to put my butterfly in the middle of this one. I don't think I'm going to put him in the bottom corner. I think I am going to let him sit on the flowers in the middle and probably pop him round about there. So just give that a little pat down. And then I'm going to grab my Misty Moonlight ribbon. Grab my ribbon scissors and just take that little end bit off, because I always hold the end of my ribbons down with a glue dot. Cut off an unspecified amount of ribbon. It depends how long you want the tail, so it's entirely up to you how much ribbon you actually cut off. Pop that through the hole and then just bring the tails up through that loop like that, and that is my bookmark made. So I'm just going to trim these tails down a little bit because I don't want too much sticking out of the top of my book, and then you can just pull them apart a little bit and offset them just like that. And the last thing to do is just pop a couple of our new in colour enamel dots just either side of the hole at the top to fill up that kind of blank space, but also just to give it a little bit of sparkle as well. And it's okay to pop those little dots up there because that part isn't going to be inside the book. So I'll just try and match those up evenly and just double check that one before I press them down, and I think that probably could do with going over just a little bit. Yeah, they're not even, are they? So I'll just bring it over a little bit and make it a little bit more even. I think that's better. Yeah, there we go. And that's my bookmark made, so it doesn't take long at all. It doesn't use a lot of products either. Again, an easy product to do if you don't have a lot of things, if you're new to paper crafting or if you're new to stamping, and it's not a particularly complicated thing to make, which is why I've made it one of my Simple Sundays projects. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you'll go ahead and maybe make your own. I'd love to see them if you do. So if you liked the video, do give it a thumbs up, and if you've not already subscribed, it would be lovely if you would. My subscribers are growing gradually. So that's it for today, and I'll be back probably in a couple of days from when you see this video with another project. So I hope to see you then. Until then, take care, stay safe. Bye bye.